Hey, Merry Christmas, or Happy Solstice, or whatever winter holiday you celebrate, or just Happy Winter. Yesterday, there were a couple of solstice parties, and it was fun to see the sparkle and the headdresses and the ways people showed up and dressed up for that. Uh, Yes, but we're here for a podcast episode. So last week we talked about finding inspiration in images that you love. Let me share how I discovered the power of starting with the images instead of jumping straight into style rules and body types. I'm Rebecca Mielke. As your visual identity guide, I take you on a journey of self-discovery so you can align your inner and outer self and show up confidently, contributing your gifts to the world. Before we dive in, I want to invite you to download my free guide, Discover Your Essential Aesthetic. You can find the link in the show description or at my website, signaturestylesystems.com, in the resources section. This guide will help you start collecting images that speak to you. That's the first step in discovering your signature style. The last week or so, we've been talking about style DNA. So that is my framework for creating signature style, where the D stands for design. It's the visual aspects of your physical self. N is for needs, your lifestyle requirements, and A is for aesthetic. That's the beauty that naturally resonates with your essence. Last week, we focused on aesthetic. Today, let me show you how deep we can go when we analyze just two images from someone's collection. So several years ago, when I was working as a conventional personal stylist, just kind of getting started, and well, I'd been doing it for a few years. Something was missing though. I knew there had to be an easier way to help women show up looking and feeling like who they actually are. So when a friend of mine who was in college heard me describe this vision, she immediately said, "That's exactly what I want." But I was figuring out how to make it accessible. And then I had an epiphany. While I'd always used these inspirational images in the work, I realized that if we started with them before we ever talk about body types or style rules, creates a completely different kind of experience. It's less stressful, less intimidating, and it just reveals so much about a person's authentic style and their essence that they find eventually when they get an idea what their images are showing. It starts making shopping fun for them. So let me show you exactly what I mean. I'm going to share a detailed analysis of just two images from this particular client's collection. So the first image is a picture of a magnolia. It's several magnolia blossoms kind of against a pebble background. And so here's some of the aesthetic things that I noticed about the picture. It had delicate white petals with a soft, ethereal quality, a hint of pink at the center. It had natural organic curves and shapes, crisp edges. Sorry, I sneezed on individual petals, but an overall soft effect. There was a sense of purity and grace in the white color. The flower appears luminous against the background. And then there's a feeling of elegant simplicity in the composition. And for the most part, all of those descriptions could relate to the client as well. Okay, so then there was another one that looked like it was like a front porch, maybe, or a garden setting. It was some plants, some seating. There was a structured architectural setting where you can see like the planks of the floor and the line, the horizontal lines of the siding on the building. There was natural abundance within a defined space. Deep, rich greens created visual weight. There was a graceful black spiral element, adding movement and again, some structure. It was a sense of curated nature. It was wild but contained. There was asymmetry in the image, and it was a relaxed but intentional composition. So here's what and there were more things in both of those pictures, but we could go on all day and we aren't going to do that. So here's some things that I could interpret from those, what those images reveal. This client values both structure and organic flow. She appreciates thoughtful curation rather than rigid rules. She's drawn to natural beauty and likes it refined. She's comfortable with contrasts, delicate and strong, soft and structured. She resonates with gentle strength. She seeks harmony between relaxation and organization. And then she values authenticity over perfection. So here I want to mention wabi-sabi. It's a Japanese aesthetic philosophy that embraces the beauty of imperfection, impermanence, and authenticity. It finds beauty in simplicity and naturalness, appreciating things that are perfectly imperfect. And then in terms of personality type, this is often associated with introverted feeling or FI. And I haven't profiled this client, but anyway, just a thought there. In style terms, it could be enjoying things like the graceful aging of a leather piece, natural textures in fabric, and then like the way clothes adapt to and honor the body's natural form rather than trying to like force perfection by maybe wearing uncomfortable shapewear or something like that. Okay, so applications, translating this to her wardrobe, I advised her to keep clothing fits relaxed, incorporate both soft and structured pieces, use nature to inspire color harmonies, embrace asymmetry in her outfits, choose fabrics with natural textures, and look to resort wear for inspiration, things that are refined but also relaxed. Include functional elements like pockets in relaxed pieces. And then she can possibly combine ethereal elements with structured pieces, like a really soft chiffony blouse underneath a structured blazer or something like that. Here's what she said after we worked together. Rebecca really helped me understand my style and how to shop for what I will actually wear. I feel a lot more beautiful and confident in my clothes now because they complement my features, and she helped me see the beauty in my own unique body. So the D in Style DNA is design. So I did in this, when I worked with this client, help her to see how her body design works best with clothes, but it was in the context of what she already finds beautiful, which she brought to me in the images. So this kind of deep insight, it's exactly what we'll be exploring in my upcoming Signature Style Studio program this January. Over 4 sessions, we'll start with essential style concepts that you can use right away to create better outfits with what you already own. While you're implementing these practical techniques, you'll also be gathering your collection of inspiration images. In our final session, You'll have the opportunity to share your images with the group, and afterward, you'll receive your own essential signature style guide, a comprehensive 30-page reference guide that outlines your unique style DNA and the styles that work for you. Think of it as your personal style manual, something you'll use every day to help you make outfits and choose colors and styles when you shop. Next week, we're going to explore the final piece of style DNA. We didn't do it in order, but that's okay. We're going to talk about needs next week and how all these elements come together to create your signature style. Until then, don't forget to download the free guide, Discover Your Essential Aesthetic, at the link in the show description. It's your first step toward understanding the beauty that naturally resonates with you. Thanks for being here for the Signature Style Systems podcast. Remember, the most interesting people aren't just putting on clothes that look good on them. They're showing up in the world as who they authentically are.